Ruplo Koli was a leader of the Koli community in the Sindh region of the Indian subcontinent. In 1843, when the British annexed most of Sindh, Ruplo's army of 8,000 men withdrew into the mountains from their rugged strongholds. They caused a lot of damage to the British army and defeated them thrice. For 16 years, the British were unable to capture or defeat his doughty army of mountain men. It was only when the neighboring kingdom passed on information about the hideouts of Ruplo and his men that British were able to corner Ruplo. The battle that followed was chaotic, and Ruplo's men, caught by surprise, had to retreat and attempted escape. Over the next month, the British hunted down many of these troops, and they say over 6,000 of Ruplo's men were killed. Ruplo himself was captured when his whereabouts were revealed by an informant. After his arrest, he was offered a huge sum of money and land in exchange for information about other leaders of rebellion. But he refused and was then tortured and beaten up, but his spirit did not break. They even brought his wife to the prison and threatened to torture her. But this brave and wonderful woman told Ruplo, "Our deaths are of no consequence. 1,000 Ruplos will arise if we fall dead." Finally, the British decided to hang him to death in 1859. It is unfortunate that many heroes who led the way for the freedom have been forgotten. It is time we remember their sacrifices, not in bitterness or resentment, but as a source of inspiration and appreciation as they have carved our nation's destiny for what it is today. We owe our freedom and well-being in this nation today to the brave men and women like the Ruplo couple and many more who sacrificed their lives for the freedom of this nation and the well-being of the people. Let us bow down in respect and honor to these great beings who are the basis of India's freedom today.
Tirupur Kumaran, as he is known, was born into a weaver family. Kumaraswamy Madaliyar was from Chennimalai, which is now called as Erode in Tamil Nadu. When the independence movement started gaining momentum, Kumaran became deeply inspired and involved in Mahatma Gandhi's principles and ideals. He took part in civil disobedience in 1930 and started Deshabandhu Youth Association, which attracted thousands of youth from in and around Tamil Nadu who wanted to fight for India's freedom. He conducted various protest marches against British all over Tamil Nadu and continued to inspire a lot of people. In protest of Mahatma Gandhi's arrest in Bombay, there were riots and demonstrations across the country, including Tamil Nadu. There was one such procession in Tirupur, which Kumaran took part in. Protesters were singing patriotic songs like Subramanya Bharati's Achamillai, Achamillai, which means I have no fear. They also waved the Indian national flag, which was banned at that time. The police grew angry and led a brutal lathi charge in which many were lethally injured. Kumaran's skull was fractured and he fell down, but he never let go of the national flag or let it touch the ground. He lost his life the next day at the young age of 27. Even today, he is fondly remembered in Tamil Nadu as Kodikatha Kumaran, which means Kumaran who guarded the honor of our national flag. This incident in Tirupur happened just on the banks of Noyal River. Noyal River passes very close to the yoga center, and hence Kumaran, Kodikatha Kumaran, is very dear to our hearts. Namaskar.
For centuries, the Gurkha community has fought for the nation and continues to do so even today. Gurkha bravery is legendary, but there are many Gurkha heroes who have escaped our attention. Major Durga Malla was one of these brave men who laid down his life for India's independence. He was born in a village near Dehradun In 1931, he joined the Gorkha Rifles. In mid-1941, just 3 days after his marriage, he was asked to go and fight against Japan. On 8th December, war was declared. Then Durga Malla and a group of Indian soldiers became convinced that there was no use fighting for the British. Instead, they joined Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in founding the Indian National Army, INA, in 1942. As a member of the intelligence branch of INA, Major Durga Malla was based in the hilly regions of Assam and Burma border. In March 1944, when he was on a mission in Manipur, he was captured and sent to the prison at Red Fort. In the trial, he was sentenced to death because of his key role in India's struggle against British. The British were trying every means to suppress the freedom struggle, so they offered Major Durga Malla remission if he publicly denounced the freedom struggle. He did not budge. They even sent his wife, who he was seeing for the first time in years, to convince him. Still he refused to confess and connive against the freedom struggle. He told his wife, "My sacrifice will not go in vain. India's freedom is only a question of time." He reassured her that the entire country would take care of her after his death. He was executed on 25th August 1944. The contribution of the Gorkha community in India's independence and security deserves recognition. Let Major Durga Malla's bravery and patriotism become an inspiration for all Indians.
In the region of Jhansi, there was a woman whose name was Jalkari Bai, born in a Dalit family in 1830. In those days, she was not allowed to attend school. Instead, her father trained her in horse riding and using weapons. Local lore says that she once killed a tiger that was attacking the villagers. She married a soldier in the Jhansi army. This is where Rani Lakshmi Bai noticed that Jalkari Bai was a very brave woman. When she found out about Jalkari Bai's bravery and skills, Rani Lakshmi Bai ensured that she was trained further in warfare. During Jhansi's war with British, after the king died, rumors say that it was Jalkari Bai who asked Rani Lakshmi Bai to escape with the infant prince for his safety. In a heroic step, Jalkari Bai dressed up as the queen or Lakshmi Bai and led the battle while the queen escaped along with the infant prince. They say she fought like a tigress, killing many British soldiers and finally died fighting. Many Dalit communities in Bundelkhand look up to her as a goddess even today and celebrate Jalkari Bai Jayanti every year. We do not know how many such unsung heroes laid down their lives for India's freedom. As we celebrate the 75th year of independence, this is my effort to bring forth as many stories of such forgotten martyrs as possible. Jalkari Bai, not a queen, not of royal birth, but born in a low-caste family, but rose to a heroic heights of fighting the British, and she is immortalized in that region. It's time the nation remembers her. It is time the nation celebrates her heroic deeds, her valor and her skills in the battle. It is her ultimate sacrifice which allowed Rani Lakshmi Bai to live and fight another day. We bow down to this great woman of India. Namaskaram.